Hi everyone, welcome back to Front Decoder. In this video, we'll explore the top RxJS operators I actually use in real Angular projects. No theory dumps, no fluff. Let's dive in. Alright, let's see it in action. We start by loading a list of products from a fake API, show a simple loading spinner while the data is being fetched, and then here's the fun part. We add live search. As the user types, we debounce their input, ignore duplicates, and only if the term is at least 3 characters, we send a search request and update the list with the results. This entire interaction is fully reactive. Let's start the code. First, I define a signal and I name it products. As you can see here, I initialize it with empty array. Then I define destroy and I assign it with new subject. It's about unsubscription. I will explain to you later in the code. Now in ng init, we call getProducts to fetch some fake product data. It uses our product service, and once the data arrives after subscribe method, yes, I use next, we use .set to push the product list into a signal, which will trigger UI updates automatically. Classic RxJS pattern, nice and clean. Now we should use pipe method. But what is pipe? Imagine you have a conveyor belt with candies and you want to do things like pick only red candies and wrap them in a shiny paper. The pipe is like a list of instructions that says, do this, then this, then this. It helps you put all your steps in order to change the candies as they come. Now we write pipe and then we write take until, and inside that we pass destroy. But what is take until? Picture a candy machine dropping candies one by one. You grab them until your mom says, stop. Then you stop, even if more candies come. Take until is like that stop signal. It tells the stream to stop sending things when something else happens, like a timer or a button. Now we know about take until. In ng destroy, we next and complete destroy subject for unsubscription. That's great. As you can see, we pass v.products to our signal. Yes? But is the better way to do that? Exactly. Map method. What does the map method do? Imagine you have plain cookies and you want to turn each one into a sprinkled cookie. Map is like a magic wand that changes every cookie in your stream into something new, but you still get the same number of cookies. Here I used map to extract products from the response. So in the set method, I don't need to write v.products anymore. Just v is enough. I've defined a signal called isLoading. Instead of just using a boolean, this signal lets me easily react to loading state changes inside the UI. So when I call getProducts, I set isLoading to true, but how could we set isLoading false after we get our stream? The answer is finalize. But what is finalize method? Imagine a toy train dropping off toys one by one. When the train stops, you clean up the track and say, all done. Finalize is like that cleanup step. It does something special after a stream is all done, whether it finishes normally or stops because of a problem. Now the finalize get a function as an argument, and we pass is loading false into it as an argument. Now we have finalize, map, and take until inside a pipe that they are chained. Great. Now in this section, first in the template, as you can see, I have one input, and in the input, first I use a banana in the box syntax, and I bind search term variable into that, and for the method ngModel change, I write a method on search. Yes. Now in the TS, first I import forms module. At the record of this video, I don't know why my auto import plugin didn't work. Now I had to import manually forms module from @Angular/forms because of ng module. Yes, as you can see, there is no error here. Now I define a variable that's the signal search term. Great. And now I implement onSearch method. Great. Now, first, I define a new subject with the name of search. That's a string. And in onSearch, when the user type on the keyboard, I next the value into the search subject. Great. Now in ng on init, I use a search subject and pipe method. Inside a pipe, I use the bounce time method. But what is the bounce time? Imagine you're telling a robot to pick up a ball, but you keep changing your mind fast. Red ball, blue ball, green ball. The robot waits until you stop talking for a second to pick up the last ball you said. The bounce time waits for a pause before letting the latest thing through, ignoring all the fast changes. Now it gets number as argument in millisecond. Now the next method is distinct until changed. But what is this method? Picture a conveyor belt sending fruits. Apple, apple, banana, banana, orange. You only want a fruit if it's different from the last one. Distinct until changed checks each fruit and skips it if it's the same as the one before, so you don't get repeats in a row. Now, after distinct until changed, we need another method, that is switch map. But what does it do? Imagine you're picking music playlists, and each playlist plays songs one by one. When you pick a new playlist, you stop the old one and only listen to the songs from the new one. Switch map switches to a new stream like a new playlist every time you pick something new, forgetting the old stream. In this part of the code, I'm using switch map to handle product searches. The idea here is simple. Every time the user types a new search term, the previous request gets cancelled and only the latest one is executed. Inside switch map, I call the search product method from the product service and pass the search term to it. Then I subscribe to the result. In the next callback, I take the response, which contains the list of products, and update my signal or state with this.products.set. That way, the UI always shows the most recent search results. Alright, that wraps up part 1 of top RxJS operators. We covered some really powerful ones, from pipe, take until, to distinct until changed, and switch map. Each of these helps us write cleaner, more reactive Angular code, and we use them to solve a real-world problem step by step. If this video helped you, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and drop a comment with your favorite RxJS operator. I'm Amir from Front Decoder, and I'll see you in part 2.